Welcome back. This is Radio Entrepreneurs. My name is Jeffrey Davis. Our next guest, again, in our series of thousands of entrepreneurs, maybe the best ever. A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure for Andrew Ostashen of Vulsec, correct?
Correct.
Tell me what Vulsec is.
Vulsec is an information security company specializing in bridging the gap between offensive hackers and the IT defensive sides of organizations. So we go around doing proactive services to ensure that these organizations are keeping their data and critical assets from unauthorized access, like a nation state or a competitor, to keep their data safe.
So let's assume my consulting firm had critical data, which we don't, Mage. How would I retain your service? What would you do for me?
So I would do proactive services. So I would look at your wireless infrastructure. I would test your employees with social engineering. Yeah, just going around the organizations, whether you're a hospital, a bank, a power plant, a casino, and we're going to assess your infrastructure to see if you have data leaking to people.
But everybody has data that's easily hackable, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
But you said data leaking, which is different.
Data exfiltration. So an organization has whether like a piece of malware in there from another organization is just kind of going through it, and then just data is leaving.
Right. So tell us how you started the business.
I've been in the industry for about 5 years now, and just kind of went through the security assessment circuit of different organizations and testing their infrastructures and testing their employees. And then before you know it, I realized that there's a lot of question and answers that I want to satisfy myself, and so I figured I'd open up my own and answer those questions, kind of go from there.
Do you have a history of being an entrepreneur?
I started a computer consulting company with my brother when I was 16, going around and doing the defensive side, so implementing computers and servers for organizations like law firms, and the defensive side. That's my foundation.
Are the cybersecurity issues, let's say, that I would face similar from industry to industry, or does it change?
Every organization has a price on its head. So whether you have a medical record, a social security number, employee health records, you have critical assets like the power grid. Every organization has data, and then every organization has data that someone else wants. And so these competitors or nation states will get that data.
What kind of typical issues do you have when working with a company? I would assume ignorance.
Yeah. Employees have limited knowledge.
People don't know what they don't know, right?
Correct. They don't know what they don't know.
So you sort of live in the fear that they're not aware of.
In their blind spot, yeah.
Right.
But also they kind of turn their back on a lot of stuff. So a lot of executives roadblock them, whether it's due to money, time, not having...
Like Hillary having her own server?
Correct. Yeah, that's an interesting one. It's still going on.
Well, it's still going on because I guess it's still, people can still use it, but I would assume that's what you would be looking at, right?
Correct. Trying to find those weak points and weaknesses. I've had organizations be like, we don't know what we have listening on the external, so we don't know what other people can see of our own infrastructure. And before you know it, I found security cameras of a bank from my office, and then I'm at these security cameras and I'm moving them around, and I'm not in the bank. I'm at my home office.
All right. I assume that entrepreneurs, especially, you point out problems and they answer with budget answers, not with practical answers all the time, and you have to sort of convince them that it's a wise investment up front.
Correct, because the average breach is roughly $3.5 million. So you have these big organizations who have infinite security budgets.
A lot of companies out of business.
Correct. A lot of the smaller ones would go out of business.
Right.
A lot of the bigger ones can have enough money out there to absorb the PR aspect of it. So like the Target breach or the Home Depot breach, they're fine right now. But
Right.
you have
TJ Maxx.
Correct. Some of these smaller shops will fold.
Andrew, if somebody wants to learn more about security, cybersecurity, learn more about your services, how do they find you?
You can go to my website, www.vulsec.com. You can send me an email through there, contact form.